Sarah Lane made it in first. Welcome to the party. This is your boy Malatit. We're back again for another day. We're doing Path of Exile today. We're going to go ahead and do some let's see here. What we're going to do is we're going to pretty much do some covering of the things that have come out recently, they were been talking about, things like that. So there are sequences of Atlas frequently asked questions. There's just some different ones. I just want to make sure that we go over these different ones, make sure that there's nothing that we missed. Looks like there different things. Lord mercenaries will not follow you. Will the I'm just looking for certain things that might come out. Okay, so nothing is popping up from there. Let's look at the secrets of the Atlas piece right here. So this is interesting, and I won't even deny I thought that this was kind of interesting. So I don't know. So an expanding wave of wave of conviction of Pathros. That is going to be crazy. Okay, it's going to be crazy. No matter what anybody says, this is gonna be crazy. And the reason why is because of what it does. So let's go ahead and read off what it says. An expanding wave of energy surges outwards from you, damaging enemies in a ring shape area over a duration. The ring then returns, damaging enemies again on the way back. Only one wave of conviction can be active at a time. So that could be interesting. So it is a spell, AoE, duration, physical, and fire. It's possible that this could be awesome. But so let's look at this. Only one can be active at a time. That seems like that could be pretty good. So then we got heavy strike of Tartarus. That's actually, interesting. Attacks enemies with a forceful blow, requires a staff. Increases and reductions to spell damage also apply to attack damage from this skill at 150% of their value. 2% chance to deal double damage per 10 intelligence. Of tartar sauce. That's funny. But that actually, could be interesting. This could be interesting. Because it's scaling off of other things. Then you got some things called infamous modifiers. this one could be really interesting right here. I like this one, and this is one of the ones that I thought was going to be pretty interesting. If you get this one and you put your war cries cover enemies in ashes for 5 seconds, that could be really good, especially like if you're doing infernal cry. You've got something that's doing, doing fire damage. You do infernal cry, and guess what? They're gonna be stacked with ash, so you don't even have to worry about trying to get ash added to them, etc. Hey, what's up, Sephiroth? How you doing? How you doing, sir? How you doing? So that to me sounds like that's gonna be awesome. Now for us to go into what we were talking about earlier. So we already know that the elementalist is going to be doing about 7 million points of damage from chains of command, which is decent. Poison is going to be doing around about 12 million points of damage. That is decent. This is what we're going to be. These are going to be default run type situations. They're just default we can do. They're going to be awesome. So we're going to use these, kind of work them out. I can't remember how to play the game though. I haven't played since 3.22. Wow, that's been a while, dude. That's been a while. So we've already gotten those. Now these are all of our test builds. So what I mean by test builds, these are things that I am thinking of, but I can't even guarantee that they're gonna work. Okay. So we got this Cyclone Saboteur configuration that I put together, right? The Cyclone Saboteur, don't look like it's gonna be going pretty good. This is the Molten Burst right here. And then this is the damage that you get from the you're going to get about 500,000 from the Prismatic Burst. This, I believe we can get to be really good. And what I mean by that is we can get it that, this says effective trigger of 5. So let's go ahead and Prismatic Burst. So it's going to trigger 2.4 times, which is going to equal out to be 4 effective trigger of 4 something. So skill trigger rate is going to double because it's times 2 because we're using trigger bots. Oh, what's up? Got a good streak going, Sephiroth. Got a good streak. All my builds were weird. Yeah, my builds were weird too. But it's one of those ones. I think that this is gonna be interesting. I'm still trying to figure out if this is gonna work. I'm still working on it. It's not gonna work, just FYI. And then there is another one that I'm looking at, which is Shockwave. So the Shockwave is just sucks that in this particular build. I haven't done anything to try to really enhance it, but it's gonna suck. And then we got I'm looking at Shrine Dom Blow, which the Shrine Dom Blow is sucking too, but it's it's gonna be 6 of these guys. It's gonna be put this in body armor. He's gonna enable inspiring, do full damage. So that's gonna suck. But it's only like 1.2 mil. Kind of sucks in outright. It kind of terrible. Now we can go ahead and do generosity. Vulnerability, I think it is. Not vulnerability. What aura is there? Pride? Not pride, is it? That's a curse. Pride, right? And then precision. So right there, we're sitting there and we're talking about maybe about 1 point something mil. Not a good configuration, but it's, you know, then I was sitting there, I was like, hey, let's do a smite configuration. So this is just me messing around, trying to see if I can go ahead and get something going where it's good damage using different things. So that's not going to work either. Now we do have some things that did come back from that came back and they were pretty good. One of them is going to be and it's going to be this one right here, which is going to be crit. And of course, it's one of those crits that crit configurations that is going to be kind of interesting. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to do Flicker Strike of Power, because that's the one we want. Increased critical strike, increased critical damage, power charge on critical. And then what weapons can we use? So this is where we got to figure out what weapons can be used with this thing. So I was sitting there and I was thinking, there's a couple of different things that dogs. I hate them. There was a couple of different things that I was actually, when did they come with power? Oh, they can Flicker Strike of Power. Yep. So they came out with that 2 leagues ago, 2 or 3 leagues ago. And when they came out with it, it was one of those things that was like, oh, well, you could do power charges. This is going to be awesome. And it is kind of awesome. So my question, and this is my question with this, is that there's a lot of things that are coming out that could be interesting. And the interesting part is, this is my question. I'm gonna just throw this out. Nag. Yeah. So I got a question. This is my main question in there, and I know it sounds stupid and everything like that, but the following: if I went Saboteur and I chose that and that and that, and let's just say I do that. It's not what I need. I need these two, the one that leads off to this one, because inside the video it shows a different one. If I could get 100% crit 100% crit with the Nemesis bounce back. Could I be jumping around doing flicker strike here, do a hit, balls pop out, me bounce over to another spot, hit, balls pop out, and could I do double and triple triggers? And could I get it where I could just see, all I need is to crit mostly and get the crit and then try to do as much fire damage as I possibly could get on the for the molten burst. Could that actually function? Could I be bouncing around with flicker, pop, 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 shooting out all these balls? And it would be easier. It would be easier to do flicker strike of power versus flicker strike of regular flicker strike, because regular flicker strike would require it's harder to get frenzy charges than it is to get power charges. Let's just think about that. I mean, to me, I think it's easier to get power charges on crit than it is to get frenzy charges on crit. What do y'all think? So what's the method of power charges? So I'm glad you asked, because this is why we theory craft. Theory craft 101. Okay, so we know we want to get power charge, right? So charge generation. How do we get charges? Well, this one gains on kill. We don't necessarily want that one. +1 maximum charges. We're not worried about that. So this is on kill. On kill. So we know we can't do this one because this is just sad. Chance to gain a power charge on kill. We don't want the kill one. There's a way to get a power charge. Is there any other things that we can do? Gain a power charge for each enemy you hit with a critical strike. Right here. This is the one. This is what I'm talking about. You get reduced mana, but I'm not really worried about doing reduced mana. Okay, 50% reduced mana. I'm gonna go, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna roll up here and grab Eldritch Battery anyway. So what happens is I hit, as long as I'm 100% crit, as long as I'm 100% crit, I'm gonna gain a power charge, guaranteed. So, and if I'm critting, not with, you know, if you crit, this is it says gain a power charge for each enemy you hit with a critical strike. So that doesn't necessarily mean from the flicker strike alone. If I crit with the molten strike, the balls that are bouncing out, if they crit, guess what? That should generate a power charge as well. So anybody I hit, and as long as I'm at 100% crit capability, I'm going to crit. So it's like, boom, automatic power charge, boom, power charge, boom, power charge, boom, power charge. So as soon as I hit something, I'm going to get a power charge. So, and the Vol Protector is a very cheap thing. Now, the only thing with the vault protector that we have to worry about is this. Which doesn't hurt you. Yeah, but it's not that bad, dude. I don't think it's that bad. Gain a power charge instead of gaining frenzy charges. You get, you're getting power charge guaranteed for every crit that you hit. Dude, it's if you have enough hits going, yeah, you could probably get away with a lot less, but I can see this being okay, I can see doing this. Doing that chainmail, throwing that in place. I just want to see what this other thing does. This might actually be pretty good. I've never seen that. We might be able to do balls devotion. This is interesting. Gain an endurance charge when you lose a power charge. So every time I hit something, I'm gonna lose a power charge. So I will always be guaranteed 100% endurance. Probably won't get this, probably won't even like to use this because this is probably not going to work, but it's something that we can look at. So let's go ahead and look at this. So if we do flicker strike, power charge on crit, etc., we can get ourselves here. Let's go ahead and go the normal route, which is, if we're going to go this route, we're going to have to go, and what we want to do is we want to do the elemental side of things, because we said the reason why we want to do the elemental side of things is because we're going to try to get the flame, because you get bounce back, you get the Nemus. Okay, so we're gonna get the Nemus, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that Nemus. So I don't know if y'all remember, but inside of the new configuration, saboteurs get Nemus. So they changed this side of the tree. Okay, this is down here behind something else. And that other thing that there's behind is the Nemus. Okay, so this is not really going to be used. It's really going to be boom, 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 and then the Nemus little thing, and then that means balls will go out in weird directions, projectiles go out in weird directions, and then they got a chance and they randomly bounce back. So if we bounce around doing damage, we can bounce around doing damage and do pretty good amounts of damage. Just what I'm thinking. Ooh, hold up, not that one. So let's go ahead and let's go the normal route of, if we're going to be doing crit with a saboteur, or we're going to be doing crit with anybody. So +3 with the crit gems. We want to get this. We want to make sure we get the accuracy, because we want to get as much accuracy as possible. We got this crit chance here, and then we got to go ahead and grab here, get the accuracy. We want the 500 plus 500. You want to go up here, get this one, and then you want to grab you can do the dexterity one, which so dexterity one, if you notice, it takes you up by a little bit, right? It takes you up from 3 to 83 to 87. Now there is some people like to do this one, which I don't like that one because it's not going to work for me, but it can be pretty good. Me, I like to sit there and 50% accuracy at close range. And the reason why is because most everything I'm going to be hitting is going to be hitting at close range. Think about it. Think about it. Enemy is the enemy at close range. Yeah. Flicker strike. Bam. 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 So the question is, does it calculate it before you jump or after you jump? I haven't tested that out, but that's something I'd like to test out to see. If you don't do that one, then your best bet is to do the dexterity accuracy thing. Because you do the dexterity accuracy thing, you're good. So what other things do we want to take? Do we want to do? Well, there's other things. We want to make sure we have, that's not that one, this one. Want to get that health here. So that takes us, and that puts us at a 33% accuracy. And the reason why we're at 33 is accuracy is because we don't have any more accuracy nodes at this time. There's something else that we do for accuracy, and I completely forgot what it is. I think that's it. I think that's it. I think that's the accuracy, unless you go down and you're grabbing this node down here for the accurate global accuracy, or going over here to get this accuracy for global accuracy. But we're not worried about that. We're going to be going up. And the reason why we're going to be going up is because we want to go get some other things that are going to help out our damage and help out damage for Flicker Strike and get us what we need for Flicker Strike. Okay, so here, that's what we're at. So we got ourselves a little bit of crit configuration. And see all this other stuff, there's there you go, that's it, that's the one. Even though I'm not doing damage over time multiplier, there's a plus 40% crit capability right here. So that takes us already up to 38. We got 38% crit right there. If we use this one, which we still gonna get 80% critical strike against shocked enemies. So we got to get ourselves the ability to shock. If we can get ourselves ability to shock, we're gonna be in a good position as well. This is a good one here, which is 150% increased critical strike chance against enemies at full life. That's a good one. And this one's a better one if you're bossing. If you unique monsters get multiplier increase. This is if you can't get enough crit, that's the better one. Okay. So let's see here. When we go here and we go to calculations, go to configurations, is it on full life? And you check full life, guess what? You jump up by a good 10% just by it being at full life. Okay. So let's go ahead and just go ahead and look at this. I'm not going to necessarily check this box because I'm looking to get as much crit or find as much crit as I can before I'd hit that box. So one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to have to make sure we get the correct rings, the correct things that we're going to do for there to make sure we get that increased capability. So that's about it, what we got for the base. This is base. Oh, hold up, I'm a dang on crazy man. Right here, this is crit as well. So there's multiple crit. You got to do the crit here. There's no crit on this one, it's just physical. This one gives 40% crit, plus you get that physical damage. This one is damage over time. This one is one-handed damage, attack speed. And this is just elemental damage. You can get one node right here for crit. That's just like a 1% increase right here as well. but I usually don't check that unless I really am dire need. So what we've done is, this is basically a basic configuration. Maximum power charges is always a good thing. Okay, so basically that's good. Now what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to do that. Show this, and we're gonna be looking for hit DPS. Let's show a report. Way too far. Way too far. Oh, Master of Blades. Where's that? Right here. That's good. That's all we need right there. Now we got to figure out what we're going to do. That so sucks. Can you probably get away with 50% crit though, since you have enough hits going? That's a possibility. That is a possibility. I still would like to get myself around about 60 to 70. So there are things, don't forget, we do have things that we will be getting. So like this, I'll show you what we're going to be looking for. We're going to look for certain things that are going to increase our crit capability. There's a diamond ring, I think it is. Is it a diamond ring or is it a diamond flask? There's a diamond ring. There you go. Oh, sorry, that's gold. We want a diamond ring. And as long as we get a diamond ring right there, we add a diamond ring on, we're almost to where we need to be just right off the bat. I mean, and there's other things. You don't know where to start anymore? Oh, and don't forget, we got a couple of other things that we're going to do anyway. So let me do this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inherited powers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Molten burst is inherited. So let's go ahead and we're going to do precision. Right? We're going to take that to level 1. Let's just go ahead and boom. Now we got that. With the precision, if we do mark on hit, and then we do assassin's mark, right there we've hit 52%. That's good. This is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad. This is a good configuration. That gets us a good crit capability. The problem with 50% chance of a Cerulean for 50%, and I don't like it at 50%, is because if you do not crit, you will stop. And what I mean by that is you will stop bouncing around. It's like boom, and then you stop for a second, the cooldown will happen, then you start again. And so you want to make sure that you have just enough that, yes, the amount of hits that you're going to do is going to keep you bouncing and bypassing the cooldown, but you got to make sure you do that, because if you do not bypass the cooldown, you will kill yourself. There are other things that we can do as well, which is let's see here. Let's go over the browser and look at the browser as well. So let's go ahead and hopefully that's actually showing on the browser. Yes, it is. Okay. So there are other things that we can do. Is we can get generic crits, crit. We can look at that, and we can do this. Because we're not really looking at trying to get Hey, what's up, Gankenstein? I can't believe you called Sephiroth a turd. That's just terrible. Okay, Google, stop. We're doing 2.6 waiting room just to refresh our league starters. Yeah. So one of the things that we could do, like I said, is we could use the Engil amulet and go that route. That takes us to 76 right there. So with 76, we got 2 diamond rings. We can put ourselves at 79. We go ahead and add in our standards, which the standards are going to be, I want a granite flask, I want a jade flask, I want a quicksilver flask, and then let's just go ahead and say we want the onslaught right there. So, and we're going to use every last one of those. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Now we can replace the silver flask, and we can do that with a diamond flask. We can look for this type of a flask, which is 21% chance to gain a flash charge when you deal a critical strike. You could do that one, or you could just do the standard, which is gain a flash charge. Is it this one? Masochist. When you're hit by an enemy, you could do that one. But I like the gain a flash charge when you do a critical, because it's a crit build. So like that. And if you do that, you're at 90%. So that's all you need right there. It's about 90%. We'll be good. We'll be good, right? Want in. I'm only going to last like 2 days and 16 hours. It's only going to last 2 days and 16 hours. What's only going to last 2 days and 16 hours, sir? Path of Exile's hype is going to last only 2 days and 16 hours? What you saying? I mean, Genghis 9, call it out. I mean, give me what you tell me what you thinking. What are you thinking? So this is what I'm thinking right here. This is what I'm thinking. All right, so we have everything we need to get our crit. Now everything else that we put in the build should be for the damage. This is gonna be for the damage. So what we're gonna do is we got this. We gotta survive. Do not forget, we gotta survive. I'm gonna survive. Okay, so let's do my normal standard configurations. Plus 125% to all elemental resistances, I think it is. Oh, I'm short. 35. There you go. 135. So that just covers it so we can see exactly what our effective hit pool is going to be. We only got 60% here because we suck, because we didn't put anything in place. We only grabbed the health from here. We only grabbed the health from here. We only grabbed the health from here. So we know we're going to need to get more health, more spell suppression, and things like that. So there's more health we're going to be grabbing is probably going to be from right here. That's going to be more health, and it's going to be pretty good for us. The second thing we said we were going to do is we're going to go, and we're saying we're going to go with Eldritch Battery. And the reason why we're going Eldritch Battery is because Flicker Striker Power is going to cost 13. If we do ES, well, that's two. That's two attacks right there. So we're good. We're not going to be staying at that speed. We're going to go a lot faster after we enhance our damage. We got to enhance our damage first and see, or we got to see if we can enhance our damage. Let's put it like that. That's what we got to see, is we got to see if we can enhance our damage. So we're going to go a new location. This is going to be weapon, molten, first, gems, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put this in weapon 1. And we already know we want greater multiple projectiles. And so my question is, if we did volley, if you did volley and you have Nemus on, does it still go, or does all of the balls go in the same direction and then and everything like that, or and it's just a random direction that it's going to go, or will it actually do each individual ball of the greater volley going in different directions? I've never tried that. Anybody got an idea? Anybody's tested it out? Anybody knows? Because if that's the case, you want to not use this. You want to use greater volley, because greater volley has 21% less projectile damage, while you got 26% less for the other one. Just saying, save yourself a couple of points. Get yourself a little extra damage. So we know we want to do that. We know we want to go ahead and do. Let's go ahead and go back to my normal thing, because we try to do cheap stuff first, and then if you want to enhance it, you can enhance it. So added fire. Oh, hold up. We want to look for fire damage. We want to look for, where is it? Convert to fire damage. So this gives us 60% fire, physical damage converted to fire damage. What I'm looking for, is there anything else that is out there that we can add in that will do the rest of it to fire damage? Avatar fire is always good. Just means you can't. It means you can't do anything like that. You just get something with Avatar fire on there. Fire mastery. That's what it was. Yes, that's it. There's a fire mastery node. So let's look for that. That's right over here, right? So we know we want to go ahead and grab this, and then convert this. That's a huge amount of, that could be a huge amount of damage right here. We want to go ahead and get the spell suppression, and we want to get lucky. Because spell suppression and lucky is needed. This is the fire mastery. We can do this one as well. Okay, so this is molten burst. Well, let's look at the molten burst. Let's get this right in the path of building. So this was what I was talking about, where it gets 50%, gives you about a good 15% more damage that way. This gets lucky, so you can get a chance to suppress a little bit with a little luck. So the things that we need to try to determine, which I don't know, is molten burst. No, molten burst does not get that. So if we go here, we look at here. Molten burst is a Let's jump over to browser again. I know I'm flipping back and forth between browser and everything else, but this is so it fires 3 projectiles. So let's look at, yeah, so that's also something we got to look at. So where is it? We switch this over to molten burst. Right now we have 8 projectiles. There's going to be 8 projectiles that have been going out and hitting things. And there's no chains or anything like that. Area effect is actually pretty, it's pretty standard area effect. So it's not that big. It's just going to be boom and it's just there. But the one thing that we have to pay very close attention to is, so we got 8 projectiles, 1.2, cooldown is 0.13, so we can get this to kick off pretty quick. So we'll go back to browser. We got a 1 second cast time, attack speed, that effective bloom. Molten burst can only be triggered by a character's own melee hits as opposed to those of minions, totems, etc. Molten burst can be supported by applicable support gems. Molten burst cannot get the standard, which is here. Okay, so this is we got to look at some of this stuff. So this is going to help us in figuring out what we're going to be able to do. Okay, so projectiles are spread randomly over a 260-degree circle arc radius and around the initial target struck. We both explosions, blah blah, overlapping. It is possible for multiple projectiles to hit the same enemy, dealing overlapping damage. However, the chance to hit the initial target is considerably reduced due to dead zone around it. So when we bounce in and we hit, the balls are going to go out, which means it's not going to necessarily get to that. But the Nemus should allow us to come back, allow us to go ahead and get that return. So what we need to do, which I forgot, let's just go ahead and go back over to Path of Building, is we're going to want to get the ability to be able to have it come back. So let's add chain. So what chain does, it gives us the ability to chain the, so it will bounce and it has a chance to bounce back. So hold on a second. Wow. So chain supported skills chain up to 2 times. So it has the ability to chain out twice. So that means it's probably gonna bounce more than once. Let's go back to the browser so we can actually read more on this. Molten Strike, Molten Burst, Pierce, Fork, and Chain cannot Molten Burst projectiles cannot pierce, fork, or chain since they are ground targeted. Oh, that's terrible. So it won't do that. Let me take that back. We need to pull this back. Okay. Molten Burst can, so this is why we do these things. We do these things so we can learn how to use this thing. Molten Burst cannot be supported by Multi-Strike, which we already knew about. Molten Burst has a base cooldown of 0.15. When off cooldown, 20% of melee attacks hits will trigger Molten Burst. Therefore, attacks not socketed in the weapon will trigger Molten Burst. Molten Burst can cause things to trigger on hit, like cast on crit. Therefore, it can be both triggered by other attacks and cause triggers itself. Aha! That's actually good to know. Interactions, because Molten Burst can trigger things from attacks without needing to use an attack socketed in it. It can allow for players using cast on crit to have up to 2 linked skills triggering damage. One for the attack they use manually, and one for Molten Burst that triggers. The Molten Burst will take longer than cast on crit outside of it does. So using it will, with a skill that gets cast less often in a build, can take advantage of the timing. For example, a Blade Fall, Blade Bash build is cast less often and therefore will be socketed in the Molten Burst setup, which triggers less often. Ah. Okay, so we could actually do a cast on crit. So 0.2515 is going to be that. So let's look at this. The effective trigger rate, trigger cap is going to be 7. Effective rate is going to be 2. Skill trigger rate is going to be 0.37. And that's because flicker strike is, let me look at something. Plus 100 to I did that wrong. Okay, so let's look here real quick. Just I kind of wanna see something. Items, diamond, SPED. There we go. Edit. That's what I needed right there. Cancel, cancel. What I'm doing is I'm just trying to figure out what the I need at least 170. No, 180. No. A 200. No. 210. $205. 210 attack speed increase to get molten burst to kick off every second. So that won't work. That won't work. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. This won't work out the way that I want it to. So with a 210, that means %20 chance to trigger, 91% chance flicker strike chance with me, you know, hit chance. So that's a oh man, let me just do that as well. So let's do craft gloves. Create accuracy rating, add. So accuracy rating of, need about 500 to get me to 99. Gee whiz. 600 still gets me to 99. Okay, so it's gonna be I'm gonna need to get a little accuracy configuration in place for this to work, but either way it goes. So calculations, let me go this way. If I can't get it that away, let's pull this out because I do not like that. No. Delete that. Pull that. Edit. Control C. Cancel. Cancel. Configuration. So if I got 100% hit chance and 210 thing, let's see here. That'll give me effective hit chance of 20%, which means estimated impact one per second. So I can cast 1 per second if I'm doing that. So it's my trigger rate's going to be one per second. And that's with me doing a serious amount of BSing. And that's just me BSing with some other stuff. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and go back to what we're doing. So that goes back to here. Let's go ahead and get that. Ooh, this is so ugly. So ugly. Hmm. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, so what I was just thinking, just off the top of my head, is if I'm doing Flicker Strike, I'm bouncing around doing Flicker Strike. It's got the little thing that the molten burst that goes out. Let's look here. You know, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. This is one of those stupid ones, and we're gonna have to test it out on one of the high characters that we got just to see if we can get some stupidness in place. Okay, so what we have figured out was they told us, hey, you can do some certain things with this build. So one of the things that they said was you can do cast on crit. And then we can do rolling magma. And so what happens is Okay, so this is an interaction that I'm gonna try to abuse. It's weird, but they say it works. Okay, and it doesn't show it up in POB, which is where my it does show in POB kind of. Okay, so when off cooldown, 20% of melee attacks hits will trigger Molten Burst. We already know about that. Therefore, attacks not socketed in the weapon will trigger Molten Burst. So, Flicker Strike in the chest piece will cause Molten Burst to kick off. Molten Burst can cause things to trigger on hit, like cast on crit. Therefore, it can both be both triggered by other attacks and cause triggers itself. So what I'm trying to do, and this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get Flicker Strike to bounce and I hit. If Molten Burst triggers and it can trigger cast on crit, it could also trigger Rolling Magma. So it could be a very interesting interaction. This is why this is me. This could be interesting. Interesting. So Rolling Magma, when we go ahead and we're gonna look for Rolling Magma. And Rolling Magma is gonna have 5, it's gonna chain 3, etc., etc. So when we go to tree, we put Rolling Magma as the primary. Show here. Show me that report. Don't want that one. Don't want that one. We definitely want Heart of Flame. And then when we get Heart of Flame, we want Breath of Flame, but do we want it this way? Or do we want this one? Let's go. So, hey baby, just give me a second. Breath of Flame 3. So we want it this way. Hello.
I just came and shook up on you. Okay?
We're good. Can I have some black beans and rice?
No rice. I'm sorry, but we have black beans.
No, they're inside the container that there should be
fridge?
in the fridge.
Oh,
if you warm it up.
Stuff for work.
Yeah, you can just.
Our little girl, boy, she had thousands yesterday.
There's black beans and rice in there.
And water, definitely water. You need some hydration.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want that cup? I'm going to bring you the one that you normally use.
I normally use.
I'm not gonna...
Okay. Love you. So we are going to look at a couple of things. That's way too many. Perfect Agony is like, it says, use it, which I should, because the reason why I should use Perfect Agony is because this. I don't do any extra damage from critical strikes anyway, so it's actually a pretty good configuration. Elemental Overload is going to be there, and what does that say? Skills that have dealt a critical strike in the past 8 seconds deal 40% more elemental damage with hits and ailments. That's going to be perfectly fine there. Let it recalculate. It's too far away. Mark for death gives us an extra 1,000. That's not that good anyway. Firewalker is gonna be too far away. No, it's not that far away. So if I go here because I want the health anyway, I could do Firewalker. That's 112. Ooh, we're burning up some pretty good. Searing heat. That takes us to 96, and our damage still sucks. All right, so the reason why the damage still sucks is we get a good amount of ignite, but it's not enough. It's not damage, and so that's where we're gonna have a sucky problem at. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. So if we do this, we do this, we do this. That's our damage output. So bad. That is so bad. That's a terrible damage output. That's a terrible damage output. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that out. We're gonna go back to what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and drop all of that. And the reason why we're dropping all of that is because we really need to go back and go back to the drawing board again. And kind of figure out what we got to go back to the drawing board and we're gonna switch. What we're gonna switch to is hit DPS, and we're gonna go off of Flucker Strike and see if we can get good damage out of that, and then let the let it go from there, because this could be, oh, I can see the promise down I can see the promised land. I just can't get there. I can see the promised land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Never deal critical strikes. Are you out of your mind? I need the critical strike to make my power charge. Ah, that's a terrible choice. That's a terrible choice, game. Terrible choice, path of building. What's wrong with you?
I was in a hurry, man. The
Okay.
dogs were behaving like animals.
Mm-hmm.
I had to hurry up and get all this together. Here you go in case you need both.
Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. I love my wife. She's so nice. Okay. So this is 33,000. That's 35,000. We'll go with the 35,000. But that's 71. That's ES cost per second. Let's go ahead and pop that. Ooh, hold up. Let's go ahead. This is gonna throw it off. It's gonna throw it off. Let's go ahead. Throw that. Oh, sorry. Control Z. We need to do that and that. And then go back to the tree and have it recalculate because it's definitely gonna be off. Force shaper. Okay. Okay, so we got force. Oh, let it recalculate. Let it recalculate. It should get rid of those bad ones. Okay. Harrier. Definitely want that one. Let it recalculate that. There we go. And it has recalculated. Fang Viper. Physical damage and that. Okay, that takes care of that one. Not worried about that. Let it recalculate. What we're trying to do is we're just trying to get the best damage output we can get from Flicker Strike. Oh, that man, Flicker Strike is terrible right now. What's up, Drunken? How you doing? Yeah, we gonna suck. Let's get a little health there. That's 109. We definitely have to get some better work. I'm trying to let it recalculate again. Hmm. Yeah, that sucks. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull everything back. Because this is not going to work the way we want it to. Sometimes they can give you some inspired ways of going. No, this didn't give us inspired ways. It kind of did. It gave us this. That's another thing that we could do. That it gives us more crit strike. I'm not really worried about it right now. This is a good thing. Which way to go? Which way to go? I'm just messing with builds right now just to try to see if I can get something that's going to be cool to play and not necessarily too crappy. So my thought process is to do something stupid. Flick a strike of power with Nagama Flame, triggering Molten Burst and Rolling Magma. I don't think it'll work from what I'm looking at right now. The concept is solid, but the execution is not going to happen. Correct. Correct. Well, and that's the one thing that's that's the one problem that I'm having. The new unique weapon, I haven't actually paid attention to it. I haven't seen that one, so I don't even know what that one does. The Starfall thing, I think I saw it in the clip when they were doing cyclones and it was dropping. That looked awesome. If that's what you're talking about, I saw it, but I don't know what it is exactly. What's up, gang? Thank you, Gank, for another subscription. But the only proxon, what's the name of it? Do they have a preview of it? So what it looks like? All right, I'm trying to pull it up. See what it looks like here. So working around is gonna be, yeah, I can see that. I can see it. Okay, yeah. Let me pull up the browser so everybody sees. He's talking about that. That abyssal axe. That would actually be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Now, back to what we were trying to do. Hmm. There we go. If I have power charges. Yes, I do have power charges. Nearby enemies. That's at least 2. Never do trauma. Multi-strike. Multi-strike. Oh, da. Yeah, it's all coming together. No, Sarah Lynn, it's not all coming together. It ain't coming together at all. at all. It's not coming together at all. Falling apart? Yeah, it fell apart a long time ago. I'm just going through the whole. I'm just going through the process because I wanna try to figure out how to get something working. And you know, it's like I'm not giving. It's one of those. I'm not giving up. I'm gonna figure this out. You know. It's one of those. It's one of those ones like that. Let's just be honest. It's a will you? I'm not giving up. Okay, so hold up a second. I'm gonna save that into my test. We're gonna close this out and go back to where's my last Flicker Strike build that actually worked. That wasn't last league. That was so it's 220. This one was it? This one? No, it wasn't this one. 223. Did I have a Flicker Strike in that one? That's Winter Brand, Braid Trap, Lacerations, 322. Is that the last one? Wow. I don't even remember the last time I did a Flicker Strike. That's even worse. Hold up. It might be under testing. Hold up. I got a bling. Let me go back. So under testing, do I got I got a Flicker Berserker. Was that did I did a Flicker Berserker? Did I do a Flicker Berserker in 322? Yeah, I think I did. With B-head I remember this one. I remember this one. Oh wow, this is so funny. Okay, so this is from back in the day. I had done. I didn't want to do. I didn't have. What you want to call it? So I did. I did. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Oh wow. That's been a while. And that was in a testing. That was a testing one. That was a testing one from back in the day. Jeez, that's a long time ago. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at what we got here. We got this, which we have nothing and nothing. So nothing is enhancing this at all. And that's where we got problems. So I was trying to do some stuff, but as you can see, it didn't work out. It didn't work out well. It didn't work out well. So what we have to do is we have to kind of go through. What's the issue I'm running into, Saralene? I'm running into an issue that I just suck right now, and I haven't played PoE in such a long time. I don't even know how to scale things as good as I used to, because I like Last Epoch so much easier and so much better. But let's not discuss that. Let's go back to what we're trying to do, which is we're trying to enhance our capability. Focus them fireballs from your weapon. Yeah, I tried. I actually looked at I actually tried. So I tried looking at that. Okay, so look. Let's just say we have this. This is Flicker. That's not a problem. I was like, okay, well, let's go Molten Burst, right? The problem with Molten Burst right now is, so with Flicker, we've got 4.2 is 2. So the effective trigger for the molten burst is 0.7. And the reason why that is because I only got a 20% chance. A 20% chance of actually triggering molten burst. Now, one of the things that they were sitting there and they were talking about with molten burst, which was kind of funny, was inside of the thing it was saying, hey, you know, with molten burst, you can actually trigger other things with cast on crit. So I was like, oh, that could actually be interesting. We could do molten burst. The balls can come out. They have a chance of critting, which could cause cast on crit and cause rolling magma to go, right? So I was like, let's do this. This will be awesome. So, but then when we're sitting there and we're trying to scale the molten burst or the rolling magma, we just don't get a good damage. If we scale for and then let's just go ahead and say we scale for, let's just say we're going to scale for the molten burst. We scale for molten burst. So it says cruelty. Let's go and put cruelty back in. Let's get inspiration back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's like 19, right? Okay. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we just go ahead, boom, boom, boom. They go down to that, but we scale up our rolling magma to do 11. It's just there's no real way to focus, and that's the problem. There's no real way to focus it. So the concept is, but the execution is blah 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 blah. And so when we sit there and we're talking about, okay, well, how do we scale this up? How are we gonna scale this up? Maybe just a cyclone variant. I thought about cyclone, but see the thing with cyclone is, you're right. I could do a cyclone variant. Let's pull this out. But I wanted to do flicker strike. Got a meta. No, I refuse. So if we do cyclone and we do, let's just say cyclone to 2 months, right? So if we do cyclone with tumult, it's going to be definitely multiple ways of doing it. So that's not a problem. We got that, right? We still come to the same situation. I just okay, so let's take this all out. Let's take this out. Let's take that out. Because we're gonna go back to what we were talking about. So we got 7.57 attacks a second. We roll that up to 8 attacks per second. And if we go and throw in ES, we're gonna be eating up about 49 ES a second. Okay. So that gets us that good 8 attacks per second, right? So we're gonna be triggering Molten Burst at about 1 a second. Even though we're doing 8 seconds, that's about 1 a second. So, and the reason why is because it's a 20%. So this is what we need to do. So if we can get ourselves to 100% attack, we go up to 9, 0.9. So it'll be boom, boom, boom. That's not a problem. I have no problems with that part. That's not what bothers me. All right. What gets me is how to utilize. And yes, I think I do think that the way to do things this league is going to probably be Cyclone. Cyclone's probably going to be a way of doing stuff. I just don't see how I'm going to get to where I need to be. Yeah, I know. You lose a ton of damage just not doing the left side of the tree. So if I was, and so what I want the reason why I want the right side of the tree, let's just be honest, is I want the free Nemus. I want the free Nemus. So I went through the right side of the tree only because the right side of the tree, what's going to happen is these 2 nodes actually fall behind or in front of the other node that we're looking for, which is the bounce back. Okay, so that's where I'm looking for. Is I'm looking to try to do Nemus, but how do I get Nemus? How do I get Nemus? How do I get a bounce back and everything like that? So there are things that, okay, so let's just break this down. Okay, so I want to go ahead and I want to kind of explain some things real quick. So there's a lot of things that are out there that a lot of people are I know people are probably asking and they're asking, why are you doing it that way? So if I do the fiery impact, etc., and everything like that, and I do crack mace, right? And it's got fiery impact. That can be triggered, right? So when you go fiery impact like that, boom, look at that. Okay, so what does it say? 60% of physical damage converted to fire damage, and it's gonna do an area explosion. That's pretty much what it is. Kind of sucks, doesn't do very good. Cooldown is 1 seconds. Yeah, it's okay, it's not that great, but that's one trigger, right? Well, there are other things that that can happen that most people don't realize. So there's some triggers. There's some triggers that don't cost anything for cost wise. So I thought about doing, so this one. When this triggers, it doesn't cost any mana. So if you use trigger bots or you use the cooldown configuration and everything like that, it don't cost you a lot. Okay. The second one is this one. That don't cost you any mana. It just triggers. It doesn't cost you anything. If you do this one, which there's no way I'm going to do it on that side of the tree. If you put a lightning spell in there, well, I've done it on that side of the tree. Don't even, I'm not going to lie. I've actually done it over there. This will cost you no mana. And so there's other things that cost you no, this one will cost you no mana. Where is it? So this is a problem. Oh, let me explain something. There's also another thing that y'all got to be aware of. This one does not work. Not with Cyclone. With Cyclone, if you use this, you have to right click, because it only works on the initial. It doesn't work on a hit. So I've tried and thought about doing this one, which could be really good on this side of the tree, but bleed is based off of physical, and all the bleed nodes are on the left side of the tree. Oh, so then there was there's another one. It is actually pretty cool. It is actually pretty cool. If you can do this on a couple of different builds that I have done that one on a build that I had on the left side, and it was a gladiator. No, yeah, I think it's a gladiator. Hold up. Let me look. It was a gladiator build. Let me pop this back over to Path of Building. So it was a gladiator build because gladiator at the time had a situation where, yeah, so you get the explosions from bleed, you get the aggravated from bleed, you could do with the where is it, axe, where was axe, sword, mace, dagger, scepter, where is it, axe, there you go. 30% more damage with hits and ailments against enemies that are low life while you are wielding an axe. So you can grab that, and that actually helped out. And then the other one I got was I used to use this one. So I used to do this one all the way across and do that. That was actually pretty nice. Yes, it is. It can be. Now this is the difference. Let me see if I can pop this up real quick so you understand. New tab. PoE wiki. Bone Nova. So the cooldown on it is that. So it actually can be pretty good, but don't forget the cooldown. That's gonna hurt you. This can hurt you. You're gonna have to do something like reclamation or or using the cooldown gems, or using the cooldown, what's it? The cooldown gems, the reclamation, or I can't think of the name of it. Oh my gosh. The belt enchant, the belt in enchant, or whatever it's called. You want to get a cooldown reduction, and you can get the cooldown reduction, and it actually does pretty good. You will spin around, the bone shards will go out, and the Nova, and it goes out in a Nova, just so you know. And when it goes out, Bone Nova can inflict all damage types based on your weapon. not just physical. So it can, you know, if you kind of get it to go, it can go and do a really good amount of it does a good thing. You can just be like spinning around, throwing out Bone Nova, and then you can get bleed, and bleed it as, and it'll do really good. Just let's put it like that. I did it maybe twice in the time frame that I actually played. I've run a Bone Nova Gladiator. I've done it twice, but where my problem comes in, and this is where I back to what I'm talking about, triggers. There are only certain triggers that you can do that don't cost you any mana. One that doesn't cost you any mana is Shockwave. One that doesn't cost you any mana is Prismatic. So there's some gems, Shockwave and Prismatic. What's it called? Prismatic Burst, I think it is. Hold up a second. Let me switch it back over to browser. So ones that don't cost any money is going to be Prismatic Burst. Support gems. There you go. So Prismatic Burst, wherever it is, right here, does not cost. It does not cost any mana. So it works really well with the Saboteur, but there are issues and or problems with it, and so you can run into a problem with it. And so the problem that you can have with the Saboteur is you're spinning around and you only kill the things that are around you. You do not get a lot of the things that are off screen or closer to the end of the screen or edge of the screen. So there's a lot more chance of something shooting into the screen that can kill you. So that's the one problem with Prismatic Burst on a Cyclone build. One of the things that another one that is actually really good. Oh. Okay, never mind. We are gonna revamp. This is gonna be save this. This is in a test section that sucks. Okay, I've just decided what I'm gonna do. I have just decided what I'm gonna do. This is it. This one's gonna work. This one's gonna work, everybody. I have poof. My brain has y'all, this is crazy. My brain did not even work. My brain's just, I don't know what my problem was. Oh my gosh. This is it. This is all we need right here. Ding, 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 ding. I need this. Yes. Okay, so what this does is attack switches 1, have 100% increased elemental damage. Damage with this weapon penetrates 5% elemental resistances. All right, so this is what reason why we're doing this one is boom. We want this wand. Okay, now this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do Power Siphon. Prismatic Burst. That'll work. Power Siphon increases reduction to spell damage. Also applied to attack from this skill at 100% of the value. Fires projectiles up to 7 targets. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Prismatic Burst will work. It's an attack. My brain did not put it together. I just put it together. So I can do a Saboteur. And use the Nemesis, because I'm going to be using Nemesis. And this stuff is going to be come back, and Prismatic Burst is going to go, it will be able to go off. Prismatic Burst will be able to go off. So, and because of the way Prismatic Burst is, when we sit there and we talk about Prismatic Burst, let's go to calculations. Let's pull Prismatic Burst up. From Prismatic Burst, trigger rate right now is there. The trigger configuration is 16. So let's go ahead and let's just do reclamation. Reclamation, right? Torments of reclamation. So let's just say we throw that one on, right? We go here, boom, look at that. So effective trigger here. We just hit, we hit that mark. We hit the mark, so that's gonna go there. Now, what else did we have that happened this league? That happened this league that is going to be so nice. I'm running Prismatic Burst, right? Oh, this is gonna be so beautiful. So Prismatic Burst, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and let's look at some of the things that we're going to be doing. So skills, what's one of the things that we can do? Spell Slinger. Spell Slinger. Come on now. Prismatic Burst, Spell Slinger. So with Spell Slinger, so let's go ahead and go over to the browser. Spell Slinger is going to be awesome. So Spell Slinger has gotten a better update, right? Reserve mana based on the supported skill, blah, blah, mana reservation. Supported skills that do not reserve mana cannot support use the totems, blah, blah. Triggered supported spells when you fire projectiles from a non-triggered wand attack. My non-triggered wand attack will be Power Siphon with Prismatic Burst. Yes, the Wisps is something else, right? Sacred Wisps. So Sacred Wisps. So y'all might. Yeah, so this just got crazy. Sacred Wisp support. It's right here. So y'all might not remember what Sacred Wisp. They introduced this just a while ago, right? So Sacred Wisp supported attacks that can be used with wands. Supported attacks deal blah blah. Supported attacks will trigger summon Sacred Wisps on hit. Supported attacks can only be used with wands, right? So I can get 2 Sacred Wisps automatically, right? Sacred Wisps have a 25% chance to use the trigger skill when you fire a projectile with that skill. So Despite being a separate entity, Sacred Wisps cannot deal damage when the player has Ancestral Bond, which is not a problem. Notable gem can be used can use the trigger skill when you fire a projectile with that skill, which means that using barrage, blah blah, and all to fire projectiles sequentially will cause each wisp to have a significantly higher chance to proc every time you attack. So, ew, this just got ugly. Note that wisps use the attack and will thus be unable to proc any again until they finish the attack animation, which results in proc rate always being is most likely lower than the attack rate even while firing projectiles sequentially. Because Sacred Wisps just use trigger skill, their attacks are not initiated considered being triggered, so they can attack with skills that cannot be triggered. When you hit an enemy with a supported skill, it triggers the summon wisp spell. Because it is a spell trigger while globe, each proc of summoned wisp will sacrifice 10% of your life. Okay. So, So, let's think about that. So let's go over the POB and let's look at that. Okay, so we're at POB. We're talking about power siphon. We're dealing with a prismatic burst. We could do Sacred Wisps. Which will support power siphon, right? After a short preparation time, you fire projectiles repeatedly with a bow. No, that's not it. I don't want that. Barrage. After a short preparation time, you'll fire individual projectiles with a bow. Nope, that's not the one. Barrage support. Supported projectile attacks that use bows or wands cannot support triggered skills, channeled skills, or skills that create. Okay, less damage, fire sequentially, blah, blah. So no, I'm not worried about using any of those. But this would allow us to do Sacred Wisps, and Sacred Wisps would be able to shoot, and they would be able to have prismatic burst on it. I think their attack would be able to have it. But either way it goes, let's go ahead and go back to spell triggers. Spell trigger. Corpses near the targeted location explode, dealing damage in a small area, creating an orb which moves towards the nearby enemies before dealing spell damage in a large area. The explosion of the corpse is not affected by the spell and cannot be reflected. Deals blah blah. Explosions deal fire damage. Corpse consumes up to 3 corpses. Blah blah. Maximum of 60 orbs. Okay, so my question on that is, so if we do desecrate like that, right? Then we do spell slinger, volatile, dead. Now, they made changes to spell slinger a long time ago, and we need to take that into account. Okay, and what I mean by that is So you remember Spell Slinger, when it used to trigger, used to not cost you any mana. Now it does. Okay. So despite the gem claim that mana reservation cannot be further modified, it is increasing. No, where is it? Ain't gonna be modified. It's active. Toggles mana reservation off. The default mana reservation is 0 for each active spell linked to it. The blah blah. Depending on the gem, the base reservation blah blah. Spell Slinger tooltip: if you do not have enough mana available to support all the links, that's not where I'm looking for. Despite firing a wand projectile, as Simon says, Spell Slinger adds but cooldown, blah blah. That's not what I'm looking for. Doesn't it cost? It costs you mana. It costs you. There's still your stuff still costs mana, doesn't it? Before it was you reserved and you were casting and it never costed you mana. Now it does. I think I remember it does. Okay, so volatile dead. Let's do that. Fire pin, which is fine. Culling strike, we want that. Put that in, let's put that in gloves. No, yeah, let's put that in gloves. Put this in something else. We'll put this in a helmet. How about that? Put this in a chest piece. We'll have to mess around with this because this might be interesting. So Spell Slinger with this on a Saboteur, triggering on a regular basis. Yeah, there you go. That's it right here. See, it does cost mana. Does cost mana. And Desecrate is gonna cost 99 a second. Because the trigger time is gonna be seriously high. Okay? That's where the problem is. The trigger time is gonna be seriously high, but that's okay. So we can't do Spell Slinger. We can do something else though. Spell Slinger might be too rough. Spell Slinger might be too rough. And what I mean by it might be too rough is we might not be able to do Spell Slinger. Okay? And it's not that it's a bad thing that we can't do Spell Slinger. It's just that I thought about Spell Slinger. I thought about Spell Slinger because I was like, oh, hold up. Spell Slinger allows us to cast spells now. This might be awesome. Right? This might work as well. So Rolling Magma, we might be able to get that Rolling Magma in place. That's 88 mana per second. Oh, that's gonna eat me alive. That's gonna eat me alive. Okay, so we'll have to discuss and work that out. But power siphon with prismatic burst. .36 attacks per second. I think we can get this even better. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we got Power Siphon, Prismatic Burst, and Sacred Wisps. Let's go ahead and let's do... Oh, that's gonna suck. Alright, so we're gonna have to do... I don't want full DPS. I want this to be hit DPS. That means I gotta switch over to Power Siphon. So there. Okay, so we gotta do some work. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some work. Do we want any crit capability for this particular spell? So do we want crit? I say yes, we should do crit because we're gonna be doing power siphon. And what does Power Siphon give you automatically? Power Siphon has the ability to give us power charges, which helps us in crit. So we might as well go ahead and do crit, right? So let's go ahead and power. Ooh, we want that automatically. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna work it out as a crit build. Take the health, go here. It's an attack. We're gonna grab that. Go down here, pull this, do that. Take this by 3. Go back over here. Get the accuracy. Go down here. Get the accuracy here. That takes care of hit chance at 94. We want to go ahead and make sure we have enough. Get health there. Get health there. We want to make sure we go up here. Ooh. How are we going to do that? How are we going to do that? Let's do this because we want the health. Let's do this. That gives us 100%. So we can actually drop. It takes us to 91. So we can do... that takes us to 97. This gives us accuracies all around here, right? Critical strike with a wand. Critical strike with a wand. Critical strike with a wand. Power charge. Per power charge. One damage per for power charge. Okay, not a problem. Let's go ahead and go here. And let's go over here. And let's go over there. That takes care of all our power charges. We still got a 97 hit rate until I can figure out what I'm gonna do for some accuracy. I could put this back in place, which I don't think we should do, but that's it. Okay, so that's 100% accuracy, 100% crit capability. We had 80. We can get a little health over here as well, so that takes us to 86. Pull that there. We might be able to get a little bit other things that are going to help us out for health wise. But oh, like down here, things like that. Or coming around here and then grabbing the elementals, which is here. Don't worry about it. We'll figure that out. So now what we can do is we can go to calculations, prismatic burst. There we go. Effective. So that's what that. So we're going to trigger at 1 point. We got 1.7, so we're going to double it to 3.4. So we're at 1.7, so we are below the trigger cap, which is going to be what we need. So that would allow us to have prismatic burst kicking off 3 times a second. 3 times a second. That's actually pretty nice. Okay, so that's gonna be nice. And then you got wisps that should trigger it as well. I believe the wisps will be able to kick off and trigger it as well. They got it should be able to do this as well. So we're good. Let's keep on moving. So skill wise, let's go ahead and look and see what we can do for prismatic burst. So we would want elemental penetration because we want more than just the fire penetration. Do we want concentrated effect? This would be interesting. I don't know. See, this becomes a good question. So we want to definitely get prismatic burst up, but I don't know how to scale prismatic burst. So let's pull up the browser and let's just look. Supported skills cause the trigger, blah blah. Cannot modify. Prismatic burst triggers as a location where the enemy is hit. Chance to choose each, blah blah. Not worried about that. Cannot is unable to unless the chosen damage type is that. Blah blah. Has no effect. The skill cannot poison enemies. Got it. No problem. Understandable. I have no issues with that. Where I have issues is trying to figure out how to scale it. Let's read and maybe it'll tell us. So supported skills, blah blah. First cannot be support trigger, cannot support triggered attacks, blah blah. That's not a problem. It's only at 130, which is not a problem. Supporter skills were triggered. So it looks like we got to do flat. That's pretty much what it's telling me. It's telling me I got to enhance this damage with some type of flat damage configuration. I could do increase critical damage, which is going to be nice. Hold up. I could do increased critical strikes. That gives, but that's not going to do good. That's not going to do good. That's not going to do good. That sucks. Sucks. This is why this is why we do the things we do. This is actually pretty, I think this would actually do pretty well. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think the damage output is gonna work the way that I want it to. So, because this is an attack, blah, blah, that's gonna be a spell. Scaling it is gonna be the hard part. So I was able to get that per power charge. That where I can get the more damage is going to be where my problem going to be coming in. More damage to spells or more spell. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Just need to check some stuff. Path of Exile 1. Oh, it's gonna put it in the wrong spot. Oh, it's putting it in the wrong. I hate this place. I hate this. You are evil. Keep these settings. Save. Close. Exit. Let's try this again. And you better open up on the right. You better open up on the right side. There we go. So log in. I'm gonna take this guy because this guy's bad enough that I can actually just gotta go through and be like, hey, look, we gonna do this. Oh wow, he's gotten robbed. All of his things are gone. Oh, that's so terrible. He can't wear none of this stuff right now anyway. We're just gonna pull this off and we'll work with it later. Right now we're just trying to see if we can get some stuff working. Okay, so first we're gonna go here, go to uniques, and we're gonna be looking for a wand. Where's the wands? We want the pisk. Oh no, I don't have a lot of wands. What the heck? Okay, so unique. Gotta go find the unique. Where is it? This place. League, no. Quad sales tabs, no. Remove only. Oh yeah, I got money in there. I gotta pull it out. Ooh, I got so much money in there. I gotta pull out. So what was where was I? I was looking for my unique tabs. That's what I'm looking for. Weeks. Unique ones. That one.
I'm not smart enough for that. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna put that over here for now. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna look for gems. Wow. Wow. I got gems all over. I really gotta clean out my inventory. I really gotta clean out my inventory. So what were we doing? Oh, yeah. We're gonna go that route. We're gonna go this route. We were gonna go. Where is? I'm gonna put this over here so I can actually see it. We went this route, but I think, yeah, we're going there. Okay. We need to go back this way. Go that route. This way, this way. This way. This way. Pull those three. This way, pull that one. This way. Pull the 5% there. Go here. Do that. We went this route. I'm not gonna worry about the yet. We went that route. Go there. We're going there. All right. Went with that. Okay, so that's what we went with. Just basically based off of what we were doing. That's where we went. Okay. And we didn't do anything special other than that. This will get us started. Let's put it like that. This will get us started. And if we apply will remove your ability to take advantage of one-off full passive reset configuration. Yeah, well, oh well. Oh well. Okay, so that should give us, and we're still short on intelligence by a ton. No, we're not short by a ton. We're just short a little bit. Okay, so pull this one out. Go back into it. That's guild stash. Never mind. Let's go to this one. Let's hide those. Where is this? Okay, so we're gonna put a necklace here. Okay. We need yeah, this is gonna suck. Okay, let's go back over here and undo this again. Jeez, we got a lot of stuff, boy. All right, we're gonna do the quad. Ah, let's just put that there. Okay, so now I got a wand. Yay! And so I should have a tabula rasa on a lot of these. Holy smokes. I really need to figure out which ones I did and which ones I didn't do. I thought I had oh, I do. This is just how long ago I did these. Wow. Okay, so let's go to no. Unique. There you go. I should have a chess piece, tabula rasa. No, I didn't have tabula rasa there. Okay. Let's go. Ha! Got a tabula rasa. There we go. So. They got a power siphon. Let's scroll down from the top. I got a power siphon in this one. Assassin's Mark, Flesh, Air, Sovereign. Wow. Hey, there we go. Power siphon. So we got power siphon. We're gonna go with, what's the next skill? Prismatic. Let's do prismatic burst. Hey, there we go. That's prismatic burst right there. Yay. Now what we gotta do is we gotta look for Sacred Wisp. Go back to the top. They really should allow us to better sort these things. If there's a way to sort, would be great. Okay. Just gonna have to go to the go to my hideout. Hideout.
Hail, Godslayer.
Hmm. Hmm. That's weird. Maybe. Wait. Let's go. Back here. Let's go out here. Maybe it's because I'm in my hideout. They won't let me. Oh no, it's just not showing it. Interesting. Oh, now it's showing it. So prismatic burst will attack. So there is a targeting thing. And it might be because, let's see here. Try that. Might be, I might have a target issue. I'm not sure just yet. It does feel kind of weird. It does feel kind of weird. I wonder if I pull out this matter. Oh, hold on. Pull this out. Maybe it's because of the wand. I'm not sure. How many explosions can I get? So I pulled prismatic burst. I did pull prismatic burst out. So wisps are doing. I'll pull this out. Put this back in. Let's see what happens. Okay, so that's an explosion. That's an explosion. All right, I see the explosions now. Okay. So it does work with prismatic burst. I'm not seeing the benefit of wisp just yet. Let's look at this. Is the wisp doing anything? That's actually pretty good. I still not seeing the wisp configuration. Not where. Okay, I saw it that time. Okay, so I do see the benefit of it. I do see the benefit of it. So, the damage though, that's what I gotta get that damage up. So I gotta get that calculation with the damage up for the prismatic. So I gotta get some more. Perfect crime. Where's perfect crime for? Oh yeah, never mind. So I got to get me some more damage. I got to get me some increased damage for elementals, whatever damage, and then I have to switch it up. So if it's cold, that's fire. Where are you getting that damage from? Oh, never mind. Does cold, it'll switch it to there. Does lightning, it switches it to there. Got it. Okay. Got it. Okay. I got it. So I got to get this one, which is this got to be increased. Then I got to also get the more increase from the thing. So spell damage, I think we'll scale it. Maybe we're gonna have to play around with a couple of different things on this one. But I believe I have found something that could be interesting. Could be interesting. this okay, so let me read a little bit about Power Siphon, because I was wondering why I'm not able to get things, and I think it's because it has the targeting thing. You have to have some enemies have to be within a certain range at each number of at a number of nearby enemies, granting you a powerful charge is blah blah is killed or blah blah after the hit. Right here, that's what I was looking for. If there are no nearby enemies, the character will play a casting animation, but no projectiles will be fired. That's what was happening with me when I was having that one issue. Was it was giving me that issue, and I was like, huh, why is it? I don't necessarily like that, but it's actually really good for what we're trying to do. And so, which reminds me, oh, never mind. We got to go back. We got to go back to the game real quick. Just a real quick test on something. I gotta go back up to the, I'm gonna go to what's her name, because I don't want to look to see if I got a gem, and I gotta save all my money because I got so much money in these things, and I haven't even gotten the money out and put into the thing. Purchase sling. No, right here. We're gonna get a spell slinger, and we're gonna put that there. We're gonna get rolling right there. We're gonna go into here, hide all this crap until we can get ourselves a better way. We're gonna go ahead and do this. Da 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 da. So boom 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 boom. Okay, so that will put the there. It's gonna cost us. What's it gonna cost us? So let's go ahead and look at this. We're gonna bounce back out. So this is all about testing, right? It's all about testing. Let's just go to tier 10, go to Ravage Square. I'm probably gonna die. I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna stand it anyway. I should go back down to one. I should go back down to one. I got my tail whooped. Oh, I got beat. So it does. So it does It does work. Okay, so it will work. Spell Slinger will kick off. Rolling Magma does work. Then the question is, how are we gonna do? So mechanically it works. Damage wise, I don't know if it's gonna be doing what we want it to do, but mechanically it will work. Okay. So when I say mechanically, I mean we're able to do so the trigger bots are going to be the ones giving off the doing the rolling magma. And with the Nemus, it actually should be good. And that actually should work. Am I got any scrolls? Yes, I do. So if I do, I got to do a color change because I'm going to need to do a green. So if I pull this out and I do a color change, changes to green. I should be able to get a greater multiple projectile. I meant to do that. Come on. That is what I wanted to do. There we go. This might work out. This might work out. So this might work out. Might work out. Might work out. Spell Slinger with greater multiple projectiles. Greater multiple projectiles, and then what's the next one? Spell Slinger, rolling magma, greater multiple projectiles, and then we need to get something that's gonna. Do we want to chain more, or do we want to? That makes a difference. That definitely is going to make a difference. So that does make a difference. So I got a reserve already. Okay, so I think we can work this out. I think we can work this out. We just got to work out the damage output issue. And if we can work at the damage output issue, I think we should be able to kind of get where we need to be. So we know we need to, we know we're going to need to go here, 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 and there automatically. So we got to pull that. That gives us charisma. That takes us down a little bit. It's going to give us a little bit of a thing. So we already know when we do this, there's two things we got to do. Spell Slinger, Rolling Magma, greater multiple projectiles. And there's going to be one more thing that we're going to need to do to enhance the damage of the Rolling Magma. I don't know what it is, but we're going to have to do probably fire penetration. That does kind of seem like it's going to be, I don't know. Let's do combined DPS. Let's do full DPS. So we're talking about, let's just add some chaos damage to it. It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna call this prismatic spell slinger until we can get a better name for it. Now, I still think that we're gonna have a slight issue trying to get what we need for scaling up the prismatic burst. So there's still gonna be some stuff that we need to deal with that one. The rolling magma is easier to scale because let's just be honest, rolling magma is the standard thing. Okay, it's a spell. You spell fire, blah, you're good. You know, the rolling, the power siphon, prismatic. We will work on that, but I think we got it. I think we got it. All right, guys, I'm gonna drop on out of here because I'm gonna have to go to work tomorrow. We got a lot of stuff I got to get done, etc. Thank you guys for to this private league. Oh, hold up, let me log back in. Let me log back in. I'm sorry, gang. I didn't even realize you had a private league going. Send me an invite. Oh, hold up. You can send an invite without me actually being in. I can get it off the website, right? I don't need to be on a character. Good God, I'm still stupid. All right, let's see here. Private leagues. There you go. Private leagues. These are all expired. Let me go ahead and check. Gang sent me an invite. Thank you, gang. I'll probably be doing practice tomorrow. Hold up a second. You gonna make me get on my phone here, because you can't log in and do things unless you got. Really? I haven't logged in on my phone. I hate you. I hate you. Okay, guys, I'm gonna drop off here. Hey, Gank, I'm gonna join that league and everything like that. I gotta get off because I'm probably going to have to be typing in passwords and doing some crazy stuff just to get it. Thank you very much, sir, for the invite. I will definitely be on, and like I said, I'll be on trying to test out my configuration. All right, guys, peace out, and I hope this helps you in your quest for ultimate power. Peace.